Yay, I did it. God, technology is stupid sometimes, let me tell you. Cool. Well, we got it, guys. Took me restarting the computer and doing an entire update, but we got it, so yay. How's everybody doing tonight? Let me go ahead and drop the link for you guys to join. All right, if you'd like to join the Zoom call, there's the link for you to join. All you have to do is click that link and head on over. Zoom is free to use, and this call to join is free. So if you feel like hopping on, just use that Zoom link and you can hop on over. I'm going to shut my phone volume off real quick. Which, I just got a new phone, and I got a smartwatch. Guys, life changed, by the way. Like, this phone... Also, yeah, the logo, got it on the phone. This phone is sick. It's the Galaxy S20 Ultra. You guys know I'm not an iPhone kind of guy. I like my Samsung phones. And the Galaxy S20 Ultra, though it is massive, like, look at this thing. It's huge. Look at this. It's bigger than my hand. It's massive, right? So, anyways, it's a dope phone. Camera's awesome on it. Look at this camera setup. Like, look at that. It's got 4 cameras on it, and it's got 100 times zoom. It's crazy. Anyways, love the phone. Really great phone. And the smartwatch, really cool. I do like this a lot. I was I was sitting at my house the other day after I got it, and I was talking to the dude at the store about it. He was like, yeah, dude, you can do your phone calls on it, everything. And I knew you could text on it. I didn't know you could actually hold a phone conversation on it, but like, you could straight up like talk. And I don't even, like, for the first like couple of seconds of talking to my brother, because I was like, hey, I'm calling you. He goes, yeah, I noticed that. I was like, yeah, I'm talking to you on a watch. He goes, what? I was like, I'm talking to you on a smartwatch. And then I realized too, it was really cool. I put my watch down. I was like, can you still hear me? He was like, yeah, I hear you fine. I was like, oh my God, I don't even have to do this. I thought I had to like hold it up here. I can hold it by my side like this and talk, and he could still hear me. I was like, this is pretty cool. So anyway, smartwatches are awesome. If you guys don't have one, definitely check them out. I got the Samsung Active 2. I believe that's what this is. But it's really, really cool. I like it. What? Why'd you write Ian Petty? Ian works for me. People are staying at home making the internet real slow. Yep, there's a lot more people on the internet networks. Got my Galaxy S7 Edge till now, staying strong. Good God, yeah, that's an old phone. I had a S9 Plus, so that phone was about 2 years old, and it was definitely time to trade that bad boy in. Frankie, why are you saying Ian Petty? Ian works for me. But guys, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button if you're in here with me. That would help the performance of the video a ton, and if I've ever helped you, really, that helps me out a ton. So I would love it if you could do that for me. Just hit that thumbs up button real quick. And also, if you haven't done so yet, make sure to write a comment or leave something in the chat box saying hello and your name or something like that, so I can get to know you a little bit more. That's the best part about these lives, and really it's why I like doing them, is because I actually get to talk to my students in more of an informal manner, more of an informal manner, which is really cool to get to know you guys a little bit more personally instead of just always talking business. When's that next DMS 2.0 discount? Ultra, why don't you just shoot me a message on Facebook? I'll work something out for you, because I know COVID's affecting everybody. We were thinking about launching a... It looked like it said, I'm not petty. No, it says Ian Petty. What? I'm so confused. Anyways, with Corona going on, we were thinking about running a discount of some kind to help people out. So if you're interested in getting in DMS 2.0, I'll put it to you like that. If you're interested, send me a message. We'll work something out for you. The one group and the other. So we have Really, we have 4 programs that are beneficial to people trying to start an agency, be millionaire. We have our flagship program, which is DMS 2.0. That's the program everybody talks about. That's more of the do-it-yourself program. That one's $549. Comes with over 150 videos, over 40 hours of training, quizzes, everything you really need. Like everybody who purchases this course, I wish who is it? Nate was on right now because he'd tell you guys. And Nate actually just landed a $5,000 per month contract, so he's super excited. But he just got in the program, and he's just like, dude, what? This is insane. Like he's super thrilled with the program and how much information he's learning. We have that. We have our straight line program. The straight line program, you get access to the DMS 2.0, and you get 8 weeks of mentorship training in a very, very small group setting. So no more than 5 people per group. And we do hour-long calls for 8 weeks, so that way we can get your agency up and running a lot more smoothly and a lot faster. We have our mentorship program, just our basic mentorship program, which is $10 a month. And that is where it's a larger group setting. You get 30-minute calls once a week with the group. So there's that one. It's $10 a month. And then we have our Done With You program. And the Done With You program is literally where me and my agency work with you on your agency to get everything going. We even do a lot of it for you. So that one's $4,500. But if you want to if you're really serious about your agency and you want to get it up and running the right way and do it in less than 2 months, that's the program you want to get in. So it's kind of up to you and what your budget looks like, what you're trying to do. But those are the programs that we offer with regards to starting an agency. DigiStamp, what's going on? Jason, what's up? Hey, what's up? On my way to get some grub. Let me see. For as big as staying home is right now, OKC streets are not empty. That's the thing. There's actually a lot of places that aren't empty. I think if you go like into the downtown city areas, like Atlanta's pretty dead right now. But if you go into the suburbs, you'll still see tons of cars out driving around and doing stuff. So, do you have anybody from outside of U.S. in these courses? Oh yeah, tons of people. We have people from India, Ukraine, Russia, the U.S., Canada, UK, South America. We have pretty much, I've heard of every continent in my group or in my program except for Antarctica. Like, I want to sell a program to someone in Antarctica just so I can say that I'm in every continent. But I'm not in every continent yet. But yes, we've sold courses everywhere across the world, and this program works for everybody. That's the thing. You just have to understand a few things. Say, for example, you live in India. A lot of people who take my program who are from India, they say that it's hard for them to sell these services in India because businesses either don't want them or can't afford them. So there's 2 things that you have to keep in mind when you're outside of the U.S. The pricing structure that I give you inside the program is based on U.S. pricing, right? So what you would do is basically convert my pricing to your dollar amount or to your currency, right? So if it's 1,500 US is what I'm telling you to do for a specific package, you're going to want to take that and basically translate it over to your country's currency based on the exchange rate, right? The other thing is, if you're outside of the US and you're in I hate saying it like this because it sounds so demeaning, but I'm really not trying to be. But in a third world type of country where it's less developed, I guess would be a more sensitive way to put it. The best thing that you can do is reach out to people in other countries. And that's where getting on platforms like Upwork and FreeUp and starting your business there is really the strategy or the approach you want to take. So that would be my suggestion. But yeah, this program works for anybody in any country. I just landed a $2,000 per month client, be millionaire. That's awesome. Glad to hear that. And that's the thing, dude. I'm hearing people landing deals still. People are always all like, yeah, we can't find any clients. And I will say it's definitely harder, but you can still land deals even with COVID going on. I'm in talks with 2 companies right now. These are much, much larger companies, not small business. So obviously they're still operating. But there are businesses out there working. I'm on the PPC portion now, and I feel like I've been on a marathon of training so far. Yep, and Gilbert's one of our students, one of the newer students as well, and he's having the same thing. He and I actually talked because he's in my mentorship program, and I was like, look, Gilbert, he was talking about how, email marketing is so overwhelming, and what I told him was, who are your base customers pretty much going to be for the most part? Local businesses. Most local businesses don't use email marketing as much or don't really require it as much to get the most out of their marketing efforts online. So I was like, just skip over email marketing for now. Focus on the services that are going to be most prominent with local businesses, which are PPC, SEO, website development and design, and then what was the other one? Social remarketing or social ads is basically it. I was like, just focus on those for now. Narrow your focus, start there, get good at that, get some clients there, and then add on email later on. But don't stress about email right now. But anyways, point being, there is a lot of training in my program, but that's why my program is so much more effective than others, is because you get a well-rounded digital marketing experience and education. You don't just get, okay, here's the theory behind it, but no application. We teach you the theory, but then we teach you how to apply it to a campaign. Do you recommend a Loom video audit as the first attempt to connect and land a meeting? If so, what strategy would you recommend to getting that prospect to open the video? So a Loom video audit, it can be beneficial, but I could see you wasting a lot of time building out those audits a lot. So unless if you have a templated setup for your audits that makes it really quick and easy for you to get those done, then sure, why not? Shoot 100 videos in a day, send them all out, boom, you'll get some clients from that for sure. But if you don't have a strategic templated process where you can knock it out 1, 2, 3 every single time and get it done quickly, then it's going to be a big waste of time in my opinion. You want the $4,500 one, full mentorship. Hey Jason, I live at the Lake of the Ozarks. Are you calling me Jason? Because my name's Jordan. Oh no, you might be talking to Jason Edwards. Nope, you're talking to Jason Edwards. Okay, good. People call me Jason all the time. I don't know why, but like the most common name that I get when people get my name wrong is Jason. Like most people, when they mess up my name or they call me something and they think it's my name, it's always Jason. I don't know why. But Be Millionaire, if you're interested in the full mentorship, the $4,500 program, I saw your messages on Instagram. I've been super busy trying to deal with banks and financial institutions for everything going on with COVID. But shoot me a message later on tonight and we can talk about the $4,500 program. Like after the live, shoot me a message and we'll talk about that if you're interested. Michael, you're welcome. And guys, really quickly, just do me a favor. I see we got 21 people in here. Hit that thumbs up button if I've ever been able to help you, if I've ever answered a question of yours, if I've ever just taught you anything about digital marketing and you feel like helping me out in my channel, please hit that thumbs up button. Again, it just helps with the performance of the video and helps other marketers like you get access to our training. I visited Lake of the Ozarks. I love that lake. Beautiful. Nice. Few hours away. So correct me if I'm wrong though, the TV show, The Ozarks, because I love that TV show with Jason Bateman. I heard that TV show was actually shot at Lake Lanier in Georgia. That's what I was told. A lot of the scenes were actually shot at Lake Lanier because there's more film studios, obviously, in Atlanta than there are in Missouri, so it would make more sense for them to shoot it here and then get some stock video to place in over it. So if anybody knows the answer to that, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was shot in Georgia. Do your agency clients ever ask why your Facebook page isn't updated? What do you tell them? Because I feel like it could apply to a newer agency as well. No, because here's the thing. If you're really good at marketing, you can explain it in a way that is effective, but it's also going to get them on your side. Because really, here's the thing, guys. Posting to a page does nothing. If it's a business page and you're posting just to a business page without any ad spend, and you're not a media company or an influencer or somebody with a large following, posting does nothing on Facebook and Instagram now because of the fact that the organic algorithm is so low. If you don't get a ton of engagement really, really quickly as soon as you post, it's not going to go and nobody's going to see it. So if you're not spending on ads, there's no point to post. It's really just a waste of time and money. And so that's what you should explain to your businesses. You should say something along the lines of, we're actually not spending on social media ads right now because we are using other methods to drive traffic, and we're a smaller agency, so we don't have an ad budget that we would like to spend or be able to commit to it, because we recommend a minimum of $2,000 a month, and I don't have the budget right now to put $2,000 a month in because we're new. It's something along those lines. Shorten it up. Don't make it that big long story like I just did. But that's really the thing is, if I'm not running ads, there's no point in me just posting to my Facebook page. And I would tell you the same thing with your business. If you're not running ads on Facebook and Instagram, there's no reason to be posting every single day. It just doesn't do anything anymore like it used to. So sorry, but I have to go put my little one to sleep. By the way, guys, I don't know if you guys are wanting to join or not. I haven't seen any requests come in yet, which is fine. But if you guys want to join the Zoom call over here and we can have a conversation, here's the link so that way you can join the Zoom call. Thanks for everything you do and share. Very informative. Be safe and healthy. Pam, thank you very much. Have a good night, and tuck that little one in nicely. I usually tell them a time. It will be updated on the same day each week. What? Did you say something before that would... Yeah, I have no clue. Oh, you were probably responding to something I said earlier. Thinking about creating start online packages for restaurants. A lot of these restaurants still don't have a website or doesn't use delivery services here. That would be a great way to get into the restaurant industry. If you can keep the costs low enough for those types, restaurants, startup restaurants, that's definitely the way you want to go. Something like that. And that's a way that you don't, I really hope people start to understand this. You don't have to do everything the way that I say to build a successful agency, right? There's different types of, even in a product-based business, right? Even in a product-based business, there are different levels of service or different levels of product with regards to quality, right? You usually have the lower tier, which is less expensive. Then you have the high tier stuff like Louis Vuitton, which is just the premium stuff, right? Same thing works with agencies. You can have a lower tier agency, and it doesn't mean you're a bad agency. It doesn't mean that you don't know what you're doing, you don't know how to market. It just means that you have a lower pricing structure with packages and services that are catered to businesses with lower budgets. And all they can spend is $1,000 a month. Cool, but we have a package for you that can get you some results, and you only have to spend $1,000 a month. Whereas with my agency, we try to niche ourselves into the premium market where you have to have a higher budget. We're not going to work with you if you don't have at least $2,500 a month to spend. And really, that's the low end of our service offering. So you can build a successful business. You have a lot more clients coming in, but you also lose a lot more clients a lot faster because of the nature of your business. But that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. That's just the nature of your business. So it's kind of up to you how you want to do it. But yeah, Michael, you can definitely do something like that. How can I get in the call with you or FaceTime? Van Thing. All you have to do is click that link that I just put down there, and you can actually join the call right now. If you're talking about this call, if you're talking about an actual consultation, then you'll have to set that up, and those are paid for, so that's a little bit different. Jason's are good looking yet humble guys. As he sits there, Jason's are good looking yet humble guys. Oh yeah. I'm social distancing from the YouTube chat. That's funny. Let's see here.
That actually worked.
There we go. Let's see. Ozarks was filmed at Lake Allatoona, Lake Lanier, Eagle Rock Studios. Yeah, I knew some of it. They said some of it was shot at Lake Lanier. So, and Allatoona, which both of those are up near me. Still looking for my first client, and I don't have money to run ads for myself or do free trials for clients. You don't really have to have money to do free trials. You just have to have time. You doing a video on being a felon? Yep, that's in production. I actually have to write. Thank you for reminding me of that. I gotta create the content brief for it. But yeah, I'm definitely doing it. As a fresher, how can I start getting customers for digital marketing? I'm specialized in digital content creation. There's tons of ways. Cold calling, emailing, walking into businesses, going on Upwork. That's a great way for a lot of people to get started, is going on freelancer platforms, signing up for an account on there. The good thing, everybody's worried about signing up for an Upwork account and starting there, which doesn't make sense. If you look at some of the best marketers out there, all of them have Upwork accounts where they're running marketing campaigns. And the reason, what's his name? I just had him on here 2 months ago. He's a Facebook ads marketer. I can't remember his name right off the top of my head right this second. We had him on 2 months ago, but he literally has an account on Upwork, and on Upwork it actually shows you how much each freelancer has made or how much each VA has made. He's done over 1.5 million in sales on his Upwork account. And he's 26, I think. So, that's the thing, guys. You can start on Upwork, and everybody's like, oh, well, they take 25%. That's okay. Your marketing budget, just take that out. That's your marketing budget. That's all that is. They're doing the marketing for you because you have a platform now where people are looking for your exact service. It is worth paying the 25%. And just a little side note for you guys who are like, oh my God, 25%. After 3 months, just ask your client, hey, do you mind if we move you off of Upwork and do this, via PayPal invoice or something like that? Then you keep that 25%. So just letting you guys know, there's tons of ways to get clients. You just have to be, it's about the commitment. Most people are not willing to really do this business because they don't understand the commitment. And when I say they don't understand the commitment, what I mean by that is not that you don't know what you're doing. I mean that you don't understand what the process is like, because it's not easy in the beginning. If you've never done sales before, you've never done digital marketing, now you're trying to do both of the things that are actually kind of difficult when you're first starting out that you've never done before. So what you have to do is first learn digital marketing, because you can't sell a product you don't know. That's another reason why people fail. They try to go sell a product they don't know what the hell they're talking about. How do you go into a sales meeting and try to explain something to a business owner when you don't yourself know what the fuck you're talking about? Like, that is the most backwards thing. Yet this is what I see people doing all the time. People in all kinds of courses, even my course. I have students who are like, hey, I've been in the course for like 2 weeks. You think I should go start getting clients? No. No, you don't know anywhere near enough to start going out there and trying to sell this service. Because what's going to happen is you're going to get inside the meeting. Here's what happens to people who try to sell before they're capable with their knowledge behind the industry. They go into a meeting, they get 500 questions from a business owner. It's that one business owner who wants to know everything about digital marketing. They get 500 questions and they don't know the answer. So every 5 seconds they're saying, I don't really know. I'm going to have to get back to you on that one. Or even worse, they try to make up an answer and then the business owner calls them out on it. I've seen that happen. So don't let that be you guys. Learn the material first. Stop worrying about trying to make money, because everybody who focuses on the money aspect, those are the people who fail. If all you see is the money side of it and you're not focused on the importance of the education, you will fail. That is a guarantee. We've had over 3,000 students in my programs now. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about when I know about you guys' journey to becoming successful. Number one, I've done it myself. Number two, I've seen over 3,000 students do it, plus all of my YouTube following. Like, I've seen you guys go through this so many times now over the last 3 years. I know what I'm talking about. Take the education seriously, then focus on selling. And before you even start selling, really, I talked about this, I think, last week or the week before. There's something you have to do before that. Focus on the education. Once you get done with the education, me and Nate talked about this. Once you get done with the education, then what do? You set up your internal processes, get some pricing together, get your team in place before you go sell. Why? So that way when you do go sell and you land the deal, you come back and you're ready to go. You're not coming back and saying, oh shit, how do I get this thing going? What do I do first? Who do I hire? You already did all of that, right? So you're prepared. You look like a legitimate agency, because what's going to happen, you're going to get back, you're going to figure out you don't have everything in place. 2 weeks down the road, you're going to get a call from your client saying, hey, what's going on? How's progress? Oh, yeah, we're working on it. By the end of a month, they figured out this motherfucker hasn't done anything. Like, I'm still waiting for like ads to launch, and we're a month in, and you haven't launched ads. Now they're pissed, okay? Trust me, take the time to do it properly. You will make money if you do it the right way. If you try to rush shit, I guarantee you're going to struggle the entire first 2 to 3 years you're starting your business. It's going to be a uphill struggle the entire time. Just take my advice. I'm telling you guys, if you don't hear anything else from me, if you hate me, I don't care if you hate me and you don't like anything that I say, just hear that, because that is truth. That is the only truth that I can guarantee you right now. Is there an alternative tool for Likealizer? There is not right now. We were going to develop one. Obviously, that got put on hold. It's a lot more complicated than we thought it was going to be too. It's not that difficult. It's just, it's going to cost us more money than we thought to get it developed. So I'm not putting the money into it, especially right now. But there's not another tool out there. And it might be because of the fact that Facebook has updated some of their privacy policies, I guess, would be a better way to say that. So I don't think that they're allowing people to do that anymore, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm more interested in the consultation you just mentioned. Could you please send me a link to it? So I can tell you our consultation, I can do consultation. I would say that my consultation, though, is more for people who are a little bit further along in their journey. You don't have to have clients, but you're definitely further along in your education process and trying to set up your agency. And the reason why is because my hourly rate is $500 per hour, because we're super busy. I have to make sure I prioritize my time, right? So it's $500 per hour, but I can guarantee you this. It's happened every single time I have a call. When we get done with that call, you're gonna be like, I learned more in this 1 hour than I have spending 16 hours watching your videos, because I'm able to directly answer questions that you have, but also I'm able to relay information and explain it a lot quicker and easier in a one-on-one setting. So Van, if you're still interested and you're willing to spend 500 per hour, that's fine. I'll send it over to you. We also work out bulk deals. Like if you buy, so many of them, we'll give it to you at a discount. But, it kind of depends on how much you're willing to spend, what your budget's like. Jason, what about Rob Quinn? No, that's it. No, it wasn't Rob Quinn. That's not who I was referring to. What if prospecting started with a phone survey with maybe 5 to 6 questions to find out what business owners are in the market and what they want? That's called the qualification or the discovery call, Gilbert, and that's actually not what you want to do. That's not like the first thing you want to do when you make that first point of contact. That's the second point of contact. You set the call to have an appointment. In that first appointment, that's when you're doing those questions to kind of qualify them or disqualify them. Do I hire a VA to create a completely new website for a client on Shopify? Yeah, unless you know how to build it yourself. But again, if you're not a web designer developer by trade and that's what you know how to do, you should never build a website if you're not if you're not able to program. If you don't understand how to code, you're not a web developer. You're not a web designer. Don't try it because you're gonna fuck it up. I promise you. I'm trying. Just trust me. Do not try to develop a website if you're not a designer. You need to hire a contractor who understands what website architecture is like, how to design things properly, standard operating procedures for developing a site. If you try to do it yourself, that's why I hate Ty Lopez so much, because, dude, the fact that he would even tell people that you guys can just go out and build all these websites on Wix or Weebly for all your clients is so much bullshit. Yeah, you can, but I guarantee you this, SEO is going to suck. Your actual structure, the architecture of the site is probably going to suck because you've never done it before. Your design is probably going to suck. Just trust me, it is not as simple as just taking a picture and putting it on a fucking website. If it was that easy, everybody could make money from building websites, but it's not as simple as doing that. So take my advice, do not try to build a site yourself. If you don't know how to code, you don't need to be building websites. Or if you're not very super versed in using WordPress, because WordPress requires minimal amount of coding, that would be when you could do something like that. But if you're not really experienced, I wouldn't do it. Lil Chunky says, I'm B Millionaire, aka Chase. Why is your name Lil Chunky? Esteban, I see you have a question. You can feel free to unmute your mic. Actually, I'll unmute it for you. Oh my God, you typed it. Okay.
Oh, there you go. No, it was. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, so my understanding is that before you make a solid quote for your client, say a monthly retainer, you have to start by auditing their business, how they're doing, understanding their buyer personas, clients, whatever, the drill. So this is very time consuming, and most of the time I feel like my prospects, they don't want to spend any money on this at all. And so it kind of slows down the negotiation. So I was wondering, how do you go about this, and what is a standard or a good industry average cost for this initial strategy stuff?
So here's the thing. You're just talking about the initial strategy portion?
Yeah, here's define whatever month would be good for them, or a campaign.
Here's kind of where you have it wrong. You don't have to do all of that to sell a package.
Right.
Okay? And the reason why is because when you're selling a package, let's just look at local, small and medium-sized businesses, okay? And local can mean you're in the UK, but your client is in Atlanta, Georgia. We're talking about their business. Where are they a local small business? They service the local area, or do they service a large region, nationally, internationally, right? So let's just look at local small businesses, no matter where you're servicing them. Local small businesses pretty much use the exact same services every single time. All right, and it consists of PPC, SEO, website design and development, social media ads. That's it. Those 4 services right there are pretty much your go-to for almost every small and medium-sized local business, okay? So really, that's all you're looking at. You don't have to know who their customers are just yet. You don't have to. What you do need to know is how much revenue are they bringing in per month? What is an average customer worth to them? And what do they need to spend for you to get them a positive ROI, right? So if you have a company who's willing to spend, or let's say they're making $100K a month in revenue and they're willing to spend let's say $4,000 a month in ad spend, or just in marketing, in digital marketing dollars, all right? So that means, okay, cool, I have $4,000. I need to build a package out of what services are gonna benefit this business the most, right? So let's say it's a doctor, all right? So a doctor, I automatically know that using social media ads for cold traffic, probably not gonna be the best source for that doctor unless they're like a chiropractor or something like that. Let's say it's like what's it called? I was gonna say an endocrinologist. That's not it. Let's just say they're a foot doctor. Let's just say they're no, ear, nose, and throat. Let's just do an ENT, ear, nose, throat doctor, right? All right. Those businesses are probably not going to work the best with cold traffic social ads, right? But where would they get the most of their where is the ear, nose, and throat doctor going to get most of their cold traffic leads from, Esteban?
Well, I'm guessing.
One word.
You mean cold traffic? Probably Google.
That's it, right? Why? Because when I need an ear, nose, and throat doctor, I go to Google and I say ear, nose, and throat doctor near me, right? So what does that tell you? What two services should I be offering? What two services are going to be the best for them then?
Well, then PPC
and
SEO.
There we go. So now we know what's going to drive our cold traffic, all right? How are we going to remarket?
Well, with the ads.
Social media ads.
Yeah.
Right? Social media ads. Well, how do we get them to convert and set appointments?
With your whatever website, CRM.
Websites and landing pages. Mm-hmm. So you just worked it out.
Or ClickFunnels or whatever you're using.
So you just worked it out. So now what I have to say is, okay, how do I take $4,000 and try to incorporate all those services? Or better question to start with, can I incorporate all those services with $4,000? Probably not. Probably not. Because for PPC ad budget alone, if they have $4,000, I'm probably going to need to put at least $1,500 to $2,000 per month into the ad spend for them to have an effective return on the lead generation from PPC. All right, so let's just say I'm putting $1,500 per month. That leaves me $2,500 to work with. All right, let's say they have a website already in place. It just needs some minor updates. Cool. So what I'm going to do is, instead of making it a monthly thing, they already have someone managing their site. What I'm going to do is a website optimization. So I'll add that on in the first month, right? That might be an extra first month cost that we do. It's a one-time optimization. We get the structure of their site sound, so that way we can guarantee that we're going to get the most traffic to it and that it actually converts when it gets there, right? So that's it. But I know I'm going to spend $1,500 PPC. I'm going to put probably $1,000 into SEO per month. I also have to charge $500 for my PPC management, right? So what are we at? That's $3,000, so I got another $1,000 to work with. We could do content creation. We could put that into social media ads, just a remarketing campaign. It's kind of up to you, and that's the thing. That's what you want to start thinking about when you guys are building out campaigns for clients. You actually have to start saying, okay, what's the most beneficial? How does this business acquire customers? Where are they coming from? What's the process? What's the journey that they go through to get into a doctor's office? Well, eventually they have to set an appointment. Right? So I have to get them to the appointment. Cool. So now let's reverse engineer that. How do I get to the appointment? We start with ads, right? That's it. And from ads, we remarket to people who visit but don't convert. That's it. It's as simple as that. So just try to break it down simply and say, okay, but here's what you should do. To start, base your pricing off of different package price ranges. So start with $2,500. That's going to be your base, or even $2,000. $2,000 is my base. What can I do for $2,000? And put together some packages that would work for local businesses. Then say, okay, $5,000. What am I going to do? And you can always customize it, right? You don't have to stick at $2,000. Say they have $3,000, but they don't have $5,000. Cool. I'll just add in some stuff and make it up to $3,000. Make sense? Was that helpful?
Yeah, makes sense.
Cool. Yep, no problem.
Yeah, because I was trying to move away a lot from the kind of deals, but it kind of works. Yeah, I see your point.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
If you have more questions, shoot me a message after. Does anybody else in the Zoom call right now have a question that would like to ask one? Kashif, I'm surprised you don't. Oh, okay, there we go. I knew his hand would come up. What's up?
Okay, so you kind of sort of answered my question just now because I'm at the section in the program with return on investment. let's say that I have a client with low low cost items like barber, and each haircut costs $20, right? Um, in the program, it said you're supposed to at least try to get a one-on-one return on investment, or at least up to a 3-to-1, like triple. Like if I charge them, like let's say my charge is $2,000, is it gonna cost like a lot, or it's gonna take like a lot of haircuts to get up to $2,000?
Right.
At the beginning, I know I'm gonna suck. I'm gonna take the training. I gotta learn from actual experience. Do you think I should like lower my price at the beginning until I get better?
Here's what you need to do. You're focusing on one thing that's keeping you from understanding how this relationship is going to work. First thing you have to understand is it's not going to work for every business. So let's take that $2,000 budget you were just talking about. One barbershop, yeah, you're not going to be able to get that done.
Mm-hmm.
3 barbershops, if they have 3 locations and you're trying to generate $2,000 in return on $20 haircuts, now that works, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's where you're not connecting, right? If it's one location, so it doesn't work for. That's why I tell you don't go after one pizza shop, because one pizza shop, you can't sell enough pizza off a $2,000 budget to make them that return, right? Same thing with the barbershop. All right, $20, right? I can't do one, but you give me 3 barbershops spending $2,000 a month, I can generate you more than $2,000 in return, right? So that's really all it is, and that's why you guys have to be able to look at the numbers like that and say, okay, is this actually going to work? Is this actually going to be something I can bring a return on? And that's a very good example, Kashif, of actually understanding how a budget relates to the return of a business based on their products and sales. Oh, what's up, Tanner?
Okay.
How's it going, buddy? You finally made it to a live? Tanner will tell y'all too, if y'all haven't taken the course, he'll tell you probably to jump in it, I'm sure.
At least in the mentorship, I mean, these live streams definitely need to get into the mentorship. I mean, at least.
Right. And it's only $10 a month. Like, that's the thing that kills me is people like, oh man, I don't know if I could do it. I'm like, you can't spend $10 a month? Like, if you really want to make some money and you can't spend $10 a month, you really don't want to make money that bad. Let me see. Would you recommend selling a few one-time services before pushing to a monthly service? Here's the thing, Jimmy. You can definitely try that approach. The issue is, are you going to be able to generate a return for them to justify that one-time thing, or that service that only does one thing? So a one-time service could be, for example, a website optimization. You could go in, restructure the actual architecture of the site, restructure some of the content, restructure some of the keyword targeting, the actual technical side of the website. You could offer to do that and do it one time, and that will generate some results for them, but they're not going to notice those results probably for 3 months. So they're not even going to translate those results to your efforts. The other side of that is, like, how do you upsell someone from a website optimization? It's kind of hard to say, hey, look at all this money I made you, because you won't be able to. So you can, it's not the way I would say to, or suggest for you to go about it. I don't have any clients yet. What can you give to me, please? Like, you want me to give you clients? Like, my advice? Oh, what advice? Okay, my mouse was covering it. Okay, what advice can you give me, please? Sorry, that's my fault. I was like, what can I give you? I can't give you any clients. Advice, dude, the biggest thing is create a systematic approach. That's where people mess up in sales. They don't look at it from a systematic mentality, in the sense that you need to call so many cold businesses, email, message, whatever approach you take. You need to reach out to so many businesses per day You also need to follow up with so many businesses per day that you reached out to the day prior. All right. So you have your cold outreach, you have your follow-up going. Once you get that system in place and you do it consistently, and not to mention your messaging stays consistent, you know how you're trying to sell, you create other assets like a VSL of some kind, which is a video sales letter that you can send to them. You know, once if you come up with a systematic approach to actually trying to sell instead of like, hey, I do marketing. Cool, like everybody is out here doing marketing, and that's what everybody is calling and saying. You have to do it in a way where, number one, it's interesting, but number two, it is the same thing every single time, so that way you can get good at it. That's what good sales reps do. That's what a lot of people don't understand. Good sales reps do the same damn thing every time because they find an approach that works and they stick with it. If they notice that over time something starts to drop off in their conversion ratio, their appointment setting ratio, whatever, then they make adjustments. And that's the other side of it, which I would say is even more important, is tracking your numbers. Knowing and understanding your numbers, because it's predictable. Your sales become predictable when you understand what your numbers are. And that's what a lot of people miss out on, guys. Like, if you can say that every week, if I talk to 400 cold businesses, and I can set out of those 400 businesses, I can set 50 appointments. Out of those 50 appointments, I can land, and these numbers aren't exact, but let's just say out of those 50 appointments, I can land 4 new clients. And that's averaged, right? Let's say that's the average number over a year you did that. Now, what does that tell me? If I reach out to 400 cold businesses this week, I will land 4 more clients. On average, that is what happens. Sales is a numbers game. It's the law of averages, seriously. Once you understand what your numbers are, and you guys should be tracking this and understanding what your percentages are from cold outreach to appointment, from appointment to pitching a proposal, from pitching a proposal to closing the deal. You should know what the percentages are between each one of those stages, because again, when you can figure those numbers out, you know exactly how many people you need to talk to land a deal. Like, most people just go at it blindly and say, oh, I reached out to 5 today. Cool, number one, you didn't hit your numbers. Number two, are you going to do 5 tomorrow, or are you going to do 20 tomorrow? Because now you're just jumping all over the place. Nothing is consistent. Consistency is key. Wow, super spam, huh? What niches can you get into in Q2 because of coronavirus? All businesses are closed. All businesses aren't closed. You can get into all kinds of niches. I would say don't go after restaurants right now. Obviously, right? Just avoid the shit that you know is shut down. Like, that's really all I have to say to that, because there is no like recommended niche right now because everybody's suffering. What I would say is look at niches that are considered essential, because they're still working, right? So I would look into those industries. Even though I know restaurants, I just said don't go after them, but they're considered essential. Don't go after restaurants right now. That's going to be a huge hassle. Is there a website theme that you recommend? There's not. There's no one best theme. Seriously, guys, like, a lot of people overthink the smallest stuff with this thing, with this business or this venture. A lot of people look at it like, dude, I've talked to guys who spent a month coming up with their business name. I was like, yo, you wasted 30 days trying to come up with a name when nobody gives a shit about your name. Like, seriously, and I'm not trying to offend you guys, but nobody cares about your business name. They don't. What they want to know is, are you going to make them money? If you can make me money, I don't care if your business name is never mind, I'm not even going to say what was in my head because that was about to go off on a whole different kind of level of fucked up. But just trust me, your business name does not freaking matter. Focus on getting results for clients. That's the only thing that matters. I promise you. Like, get past the small stuff. Thinking about a website theme, I get it. You want it to look good, but guys, again, like, if I had to guess, I would say that 75% of the people you talk to will never look at your website. And I'd say that 50% of the clients that you get won't ever look at your website because they don't care. They do not care. If you send them references via email, they're not going to go to your website now because now they have the proof that they need. You've already told them about the service. Why do they need your website? That's it. Like, nobody's looking at that stuff. Trust me, somebody asked earlier about their Facebook page. Why is it saying connection unstable? Shut up, go away. People were asking about their Facebook page and posting to it and all that stuff. Like, Nobody's looking at your Facebook page. They don't care. They want to know, can you make them money? Especially right now. That's all anybody cares about right now. Can you make me money because I'm hurting? Like, that's it. Don't sweat the small stuff, guys. Like, that's the thing. Like, I've been very good at this in every venture that I've started because that's just the type of person I am. And I get it. A lot of people, they overthink, they overplan, they overanalyze. I get that. My coworker, Ted, my best friend Ted, who works with me here, that's why I hired him, is because I am not that type of person. I will go through something like that because I don't look at every single small detail, even though a lot of the times it's beneficial to. But that's why I have him in place. But when it comes to just getting out the door with your agency, other than the things that I said were important, like the education, setting up internal operations, stuff like that, you have to just start. Like, you have to get past the coming up with a name, picking out a theme. Like, just, does it look good? Then go with it. Like, if it looks good, it functions, it shows all of the shit that your website needs to show, then go with it. Like, don't overcomplicate the simple things. Do you feel SMMA is oversaturated? I get this question, I think, like every week. And I'm not talking shit, I'm just saying. But no is the answer. No is the simplest answer. It is not oversaturated. There's a lot of people who are starting agencies who don't know what the hell they're talking about. Like, just because there's a lot of people in an industry doesn't mean it's oversaturated. Yes, if you look at it technically, there are a lot of businesses that are starting up in marketing. So technically, it would be oversaturated. But literally, there are too many stupid people out there who think they are running an agency and don't know the first thing about running digital marketing campaigns. So truthfully, no, it's not oversaturated because there's not enough good digital marketers out there. I think a good name for an agency would be .beatfeatracy. What? I don't even know what that word was, bro. I'm sorry. What would be a good way to do a brief but detailed audit of social pages when doing an audit? Y'all want my real answer? My real answer is tell them that they all suck, because like 98% of businesses that I've seen they suck. Just write like 2 words. It sucks. Like, that's what I would put on my audits for most, because they do. Honestly, I'll put it to you like this. I would just go to their website and see if they have the pixel installed. Audit failed. If they don't have the pixel installed on their site, they failed the audit for social. Like, that's it. It's as simple as that. Because if they're running ads and they have the Facebook pixel installed, you failed the audit. If they're not running ads and they're posting on their page, that's just failing because, as I've said earlier, the organic algorithm does nothing for you with regards to posting, right? So there's no point in just posting to a business page. So really, that's all. I don't, like, when I do audits I don't go through, oh, you've got this many posts per day. I used to when I first started. And then I realized how unimportant it was. So I stopped going into that much detail. I literally go down to the point where I'm like, look, it's either 2 things now. Do you have the Facebook pixel installed? If you don't, you're clearly not running ads, and that's where you need to make improvement. Other than that, the only other thing you really need to improve about a Facebook page is their profile itself. Like, does it have the about section filled out? Phone number, hours? Is it getting reviews on the page? Like, that's really it. Those are the only 2 important things really with Facebook. Are you running ads? Is your profile complete? That's it. So that's really all I include in the audit anymore. No, you don't. So I would not get your LLC until you get your first client, just because you don't need an LLC until you land a client or until you get a check. Like, that's when you legally have to have an LLC in place. But the good thing is you can get a check, make it out to your personal name, or if they're comfortable, make it out to cash. And then you can deposit that check into your business bank account and just record it later as a business revenue. That's all you have to do. So for example, when I started my agency, I built the design and everything and came up with the name and stuff. I went out, I landed a deal, and as soon as I landed the deal, I went back, bought my LLC, set up my TIN number with the IRS, and then opened a bank account. That was it. Because that's technically when or legally when you have to actually have a business license and a tax identification number, because now I've generated revenue. I have to pay taxes on that revenue. Like so many people, I had a kid reach out to me today. He was like, it's me and 3 other 18-year-old kids, and we're wondering, do we need to get an LLC and TIN number to run this business? I'm like, well, are you going to make money with your business? Because the government's going to want some of that money. And it is illegal as hell to not pay them. Like, they want their money, especially right now. They want that money. With all that money they just forked out to people for relief, yeah, they're hurting. How important is description for the YouTube video? By the way, can I help you with something? I hate to ask. Just ask and not give. I don't really need help with anything. Seriously, guys, like the biggest help you guys can do for me, and if you're on this video right now, you can do that for me right now. Hitting the thumbs up button, engaging with my content is really what I love the most as far as like helping me back or helping me out. Like that's my favorite thing because number one, it helps other agency owners like you get introduced to me. But number two, I want to know that what I'm producing is not trash. Even though I know that my level of quality is better than a lot of the others out there, you have to have that proof, right? And maybe it's a little egotistical, but I like to see the results and I like to see other people's feedback because it helps me grow. It helps me get better at what I do. So if you really want to help, just do that. But the description for YouTube videos is very important because YouTube is similar to creating a blog article in the sense that you're still targeting keywords, right? You have to actually do SEO for a YouTube video. You don't just create a video, come up with a title, post it, right? That's where a lot of people, like my favorite thing is like seeing a realtor post their new listings and it's like 2-bedroom house, Jake Street, Northeast. I'm like, who the fuck is going to YouTube and typing 2-bedroom house, Jake Street, Northeast? Nobody's doing that. So why are you posting a video title that's 2-bedroom house, Jake Street, Northeast? It should be badass mansion house, something like that. That's what people are typing in YouTube to find a video, right? So understanding how YouTube works is super important. That's where the description comes in. You put those if you go, don't look at my live videos because we don't put a ton of effort into SEO for live videos, but go look at one of my produced videos, you'll see the difference. You'll see there are actual keywords that are in the video that are related to, or there are actual keywords in the description that are related to the content that we talk about in the video. Because YouTube cannot watch a video, right? They're using software and a machine to basically analyze your content to then take it and rank it with their algorithm based on other factors like engagement, right? So if YouTube can't watch a video, how are they going to know what the video is about? The title, the tags, the description, and even better, you can do a transcription of your video. So all the closed captions, you can upload an actual text file of your video. You should be uploading closed captions because it helps YouTube better understand the content within your actual video, right? Because now I'm adding words that are related to the topic that I'm covering, right? So it's super important. You have to have a description. That's why it's so funny to me, like rappers who get tons of engagement up front, they never put anything in their description other than promo stuff, but they could actually probably get 2 times more views on their videos if they did the SEO behind their content that they created. I love Lil Chunky, LOL. Somebody loves your name. All right, what time are we at? 8:22. All right, so I guess we'll call it for tonight. What I will do is, does anybody on the video have a question that they would like to ask? Anybody in the Zoom call have? Tanner, what's up, buddy?
I'll try and make it really quick. Hopefully you guys can hear me pretty well.
You're good.
I guess like a high demand that I have in my area is small businesses. That's something I've been actually trying to move away from. But a high demand for small businesses that are looking for help on one social platform, one post a day, just trying to keep them relevant on one platform. And I'm trying to figure out, I guess my question is, the best, just some advice as far as the system and workflow there, and trying to automate it as much as possible to try and make it something worth my time. Because I haven't had a established system for that service. So that's why I've been going after bigger clients and staying away from that, smaller business market.
All right, so to create something how much are you charging?
It all like say like a lot of them are looking for that $300 to $500 a month range for one platform, and I'm just trying to think like would it be worth doing like upskilling them on a one-time photo shoot for month one to capture the 3 month campaign project, to capture all the content for the campaign in one shoot, or just looking for any recommendations, honestly.
So that's where it gets kind of tricky. If I'm going to charge, me personally, if I'm going to charge $500 and that's it, and how many posts per week? 3, 5, one a day? Like, what are we talking?
In that 3 to 5 range.
So I would say don't go over 3 to 5. I would actually just average it out and say 4. 4 posts, make it simple. All right. The issue is if I'm charging $500, you don't have any room for budget as far as doing a photo shoot, even if it's a one-time photo shoot. I mean, if you're not the one shooting the photos, which again, that would take your time, so you don't want to do that, you're gonna have to hire a photographer. That's gonna cost you $75 to $100 for them to go out and shoot for a day. So you're already out down to $400. You haven't even paid taxes yet. All right, so you're not gonna be able to do the photo shoot. You'd only be able to work with photos they have and stock images. So you could use stock images. And honestly, that's what most people are going to have to do anyways at that budget. The other side of it is, as far as the process is concerned, that's actually pretty simple. You need somebody who comes up with a content calendar, right? So it's more of a creative digital marketer, somebody who is good at creating ideas, coming up with interesting ways to post content. That person is just going to build out the calendar. So all they'll do is a month in advance, they just create a whole calendar with ideas for what to post on each day. All right. Outside of that, so now you have your person who's created the content ideas, right? So let's back up one more step, sorry. Do the planning, right? What is your theme for the month? Try to stick to a theme for a month or a quarter, something like that. So now that we have that, now come up with your content calendar for your content for each week. All right. From there, now that we have the content calendar created, the next tasks that go out are what? Copywriting, creative sourcing, right? So I need someone to write the copy for that specific post, but then I also need someone to design the photo, edit the photo, do color correction, add text to it if they need to, whatever, right? Now that that's done, next step is proofing, making sure the copy is proofread, making sure the image lines up with what the copy, because you won't believe how many people will create a post and the copy and the image are completely have nothing to do with each other, right? So proofing it, make sure they line up properly. After the proofing stage, then it just goes to scheduling. It's that simple. And you can probably hire 2 to 3 people to do all of that for you. All in the Philippines, charge them, or have them charge you anywhere from $4 to $8 an hour, and that can be affordable. Now, you're going to have to get 100 clients for that to be profitable for you, right? Not that you won't make profit at 50, it's just you're making pennies versus quarters, right? So that's the thing. You have to understand that you're doing the high volume game. You've got to get 1,000 businesses to be making, $250K. But that's okay, right? Because that's where I was talking about earlier. There are different business models to building an agency. There's different pricing structures, package structures that you can do. There's tons of clients. Like, I'm sure you've been on Upwork, and you've probably seen that guy from India who does social media management, and they'll do 3 posts a week for you, everything included, right? That's all they're doing. They know they're not actually providing any value, because you're not. In all honesty, you're really not. You're not. If anything, you are getting minimal exposure for minimal cost, but you shouldn't expect a huge return from that. And that's one thing I would also say is set that expectation properly. We can do this for you and it will add some presence, but I just want to let you know, Mr. Business Owner, if you don't put any ad spend behind these posts, they're not going to get the result that you want as far as getting more customers. This is more of like a branding message, if anything. So make sure you're very clear with that up front, but as far as doing it, it's totally possible. You need to nail down your numbers though. So what's your cost going to be to produce a month of that, right? So I would say look at 4 posts per week times an average of 4 weeks. So that's 16 posts per month. You need to figure out how much it's going to cost you to create 16 posts per month with VAs. That's it. And I'm guaranteeing you can get 16 posts per month created for less than $500. Easily. Way easily. All right? So that's definitely a business model that you can work with. How much of this can I do if I'm under 18? All of it. I've had a kid go through my program who's 15 and making a few $1,000s a month. I've seen 14-year-olds out there running a 6-figure agency. How much do you want it? How much are you willing to commit? That's the only question that really needs to be answered here, guys. How much do you want it? Are you willing to commit? And how much are you willing to commit to the process? Because if you're willing to do it, you will end up successful. But if you're weak-minded, if you give up easy, if you don't have something called persistence, if you're not one of those go-getters that is just like every day, no matter whether it sucks or whether it's great, I'm gonna go, then it's not for you. That's what this isn't even digital marketing, this is entrepreneurship. All right, that's what entrepreneurs do. All right, so understand that. And if you're not, and that's one thing a lot of the younger generation doesn't get, like a lot of you younger guys out there, you see the flashiness of it, which is cool, but that's not reality. The reality is you're gonna work your ass off. You're gonna do a bunch of shit you don't want to have to do, but you got to do it to reach that shiny, glorious ending, right? So just understand the mentality is not just, oh, I'm gonna make a shit ton of money. No, that's what everybody thinks, and then they get in it and realize, oh, I have to work to make a shit ton of money. I don't want to do that. Well, then get out, because you're not cut out to be an entrepreneur or a leader. Because the CEO is a leader. That's the guy that's always willing to work. Even when it sucks, even when they're sick, even when they've been working for 5 days straight and they don't want to work another day and it's the weekend, that's what the leaders do. So really understand and be real with yourself, guys, because this is something where people's ego gets in their own way. They think they're able to do it. They think they're that type of person, but in reality, they're just lying to themselves because they're not. They know that they would much rather go hang out with friends, play video games, drink and party, do all this stuff, than do what they need to do to build a successful business. They know that deep down, but they're going to lie to themselves and say, no, I'm that go-getter. I know I want to make money. I can do this. You may have that drive initially, but then when you really get into it, you're that type of person that says, I can't do this. So really, be real with yourself, guys. And I'm not trying to, make you feel bad. I'm not trying to discredit you. I'm not trying to say you're stupid, because you're not stupid just because you don't want to be a business owner or an entrepreneur. It's hard shit. I get why everybody wouldn't want to do this, but you're going to hurt yourself by jumping into something that you know you should have never been into in the first place. So really be real with yourself and understand. But we are definitely at time now. So guys, I'm going to call it for tonight. Thank you guys. We had a large audience tonight. We had up to like 45 or 45 people on the live call tonight. So it's getting better and better every single week. And we're going to keep making sure that we come back every week to produce quality content for you guys. Also, note, guys, for next week, I'm actually going live twice next week. All right. So on Tuesday, I'm going to go live during the daytime. It'll probably be between 2 and 3 p.m. EST. But I'm going to go live, and it's not going to be a Q&A session. It's actually going to be training focused. So if you guys have any ideas on what you would love to see, then Tanner's giving me the thumbs down. If you guys have any ideas on what you would want to see as far as me doing a live training, just let me know. Shoot me a message. We can cover a specific topic if you'd like. But yeah, next week I'm going live twice, once on Tuesday, and of course, I will be live on Thursday, as well, at 7:30 p.m. EST like we do every Thursday. But guys, do me a favor before you head out of here. If you learned anything, if you had fun, if you got to find something out that was new and that's going to be helpful for you, just hit that thumbs up button before you leave. If you're on mobile, close out the little quick chat or the live chat. If you close that out, hit the thumbs up button. That's where it'll be at. I would much, much appreciate it because, again, it helps the performance of the video and lets other people just like you get awesome training just like this. But guys, I'm going to get out of here for now. I hope you all have a great rest of your week. Stay safe. Don't get sick. Fuck Corona. And I'll see you guys next week. Until then, guys, Serial Entrepreneur out. Bye.